What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the most bullshit show on earth. I am joined with my brother Elliot. Elliot, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Edgar. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. So, what are we talking about today?
Today, what are we talking about? You know, I got a question for you, Edgar. How do you feel about electric cars?
Electric cars? Well, you know, the Tesla company makes a pretty good electric car, but you know, that Nissan company has kind of a shitty leaf.
You know, that's an interesting concept. I want to say last month there was an article on Popular Science talking about the Nissan Leaf, the Chevrolet Volt, and the Tesla car company.
Really?
But I want to draw back this conversation and talk about Tesla. Tesla is basically the centerpiece in the table, and everybody else is just, what you're gonna do.
Everyone's just kind of the redheaded stepchild that no one loves.
The salt and pepper.
Ah, the salt and pepper.
They're the salt and pepper.
The salt and
right
pepper.
now, Tesla is 40% of the electrical vehicle market in the world. Out of the 150,000 cars produced in the electrical vehicle market, Tesla is 40% of them.
No, but does that really surprise anyone? I mean, Tesla's entire platform is based off of the electric vehicle. It's based around the electric vehicle. Everything they do, it's a very green company.
You know, it is a green company, and that's one of the things that I think isn't really talked about, and maybe it is talked about, and I'm just not aware of it, is that Tesla is a really good American company. It has actually good values. There's nothing bad about Tesla.
No. I mean, Elon Musk is a great guy all around. He has a hilarious Twitter feed. He makes flamethrowers. I mean, how can you hate a guy that makes flamethrowers? I mean, come on.
You can't hate a guy that makes flamethrowers.
You just can't hate a guy that makes flamethrowers.
No, Elon is a great guy.
Yeah. And he's a very smart man as well. He's very intelligent.
He's got his ducks in a row.
He does.
But what do you think? What do you think's going to happen with the future of electric cars? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Personally, I think, Tesla can definitely do better. They're not producing as much as they probably should. I mean, I know as someone who, I feel neutral about electric cars, but I would definitely own a Tesla if I ever could afford one.
Right. I mean, you wouldn't want to own a Tesla. But
right. Yeah, I know you can get used Teslas now, but it's very hard to find them because they're in such hot commodity.
Well, and I'm glad you brought up that topic of the used car, because that, if anything, is going to usher in the next wave. The used car is the next wave for electric vehicles. I'm sure our viewers know what a hybrid is. I'm sure they remember back when the hybrids were first released.
They were ugly.
They were ugly, but you know what? Not very many people had them. It wasn't actually until hybrids entered the used vehicle market that people began to appreciate and understood what a hybrid could do for them. I think the same is true with the electrical vehicle. It's not going to really be, people aren't going to want to run up to it and hug it right away until their friend has one and they get to experience it. Right now, It's just it's a top tier vehicle where it needs to be is a mid tier to lower tier. And once it becomes used or second hand or third hand, a lot of things are going to happen. You're going to be able to charge at work, charge at the grocery store, charge at restaurants. Charging will be more of a thing. Electrical companies will have a better idea of how to deal with it. Portland is doing some interesting stuff with electricity and what kind of electricity they allow. There's a lot of interesting things going on. There's a lot of ways to look at them. I'm sure everybody out there has an opinion, which is good.
Now, what about, normal gas-producing cars? Those oil companies can't like electric cars at all.
That's an interesting thing. I don't know if you know anything about the Ford Motor Company, but last year Ford produced and sold 4,000 electric Ford Focuses. Now, Ford this year stated that they would only be selling the Mustang and the Ford Focus. Basically, they're only producing 2 cars. Everybody else all the other cars they were selling, well, they pretty much decided that they're not selling them, so they're not going to make them, which is interesting because the Tesla company has been able to sell all of their cars
with still back orders. People are still waiting years in line to get one.
Yeah, 450,000 to be roughly accurate. So it's kind of an interesting concept. Ford is able to produce 6,400,000 plus or minus cars a year.
That's a shit ton.
That is a shit ton, isn't it?
That's an actual shit ton of cars.
So, but they only produced 4,000 electric vehicles. Tesla last year produced 150,000 electrical vehicles.
But their entire platform is electric. That's what people want.
Well, it's more than that. They have solar panels you can put on your roof. They got batteries you can install in your house. And Tesla is a car company, but it's more than a car company.
So they have branches kind of everywhere, and the electrical industry. Not just they're an electrical company, more or less.
Yes. Now the reason I think Ford and Tesla are two companies that have a lot in common is because Ford isn't doing too well with cars right now. Tesla is doing extremely well with cars right now, but Tesla is having a production issue where they're unable to keep up with the market's demand. My theory is that if you say that they're only able to produce 150 cars and the demand is 452 cars, I have a feeling that the demand will always be 4 times more than what Tesla is able to produce at any time. So 5 years from now, 4 times. That's why I think it's important for Tesla to team up with someone who can produce on a level that they're just not able to produce on.
Now, it sounds like what you're trying to get at is they should partner with Ford. Now, why Ford and why not, like, let's say a company like BMW? They're obviously on the cutting edge of electric vehicles right now, making them smaller, more efficient, faster. So why not BMW? Why Ford?
The reason I like Ford's not a perfect company. Ford makes some exceptionally great vehicles. The F-150, great vehicle. The F-250, the Super Duty, an even better vehicle. There are some probably arguments against them, but at the end of the day, it's a great truck. Maybe a little much in price, but we're not here to talk about that. The Ford Mustang, another great vehicle. Yes, it's not electric, but the reason I like Ford is because Ford is having trouble in the car market. Tesla is exceeding in the car market. They complement each other because one is strong where the other is weak.
That makes sense.
So that's why I like that team up. I'm sure there's a better team up, maybe there's not. It's not my company, it's not for me to say. This is just my recommendation.
Yeah. Well, guys, it looks like we are running out of time. But anyway, we'll catch you next week with the most bullshit show on earth. Anyway, catch you guys later. Please like and subscribe. Don't forget to smash that fucking like button. Ring the bell. Get notified whenever we post brand new videos. Anyway, thank you guys for staying tuned, and good night.
Good night.